Hello again, Chia nerds. Decided to take my workstation, which normally does plotting, and since I had two spare GPUs, and because the Chia plot format will be changing soon, meaning you will not be able to do the 36 gig or even 20 gig compressed plot farming, I said might as well take advantage of it while I can. So I threw all this. You can see I literally have every storage device that I own, including USB thumb drives, dedicated to making as many 36 gig C35 no SSD plots on here. And of course that's running with the two GPUs I have that normally just do plotting. And we'll probably go back to plotting once Chia officially has the new plot format. Until then, this thing just sits and makes a little bit extra cash, maybe, I don't know, half a Chia a week. Not a lot, but it is still significant, and I might as well use the equipment while I have it. But since it's running, I said, oh, there's something I'm missing here, and that is I don't have a UPS. You see it's plugged right into the wall. That's not good. So I went ahead and looked online. They got a whole bunch of power packs, they call them. They're just basically big UPSs. So rather than buy a standard traditional PC UPS, I decided to do one of these power stations, they call them. And the one that I got actually has solar panels included. So this specific episode, we're going to talk about solar. All right, so to back up before we keep going here, I have whole house solar. That means I got panels on my roof that are feeding DC into this box. That DC gets converted over to AC. Also, this box gives me some cool numbers I'll show you later. And then the AC meter here keeps track of how much I've generated from my solar panels into the grid. The next box over is the disconnect panel. And then we have the actual house meter. And since you can see this is moving left, well, you'll see in a minute, what that means is I'm generating more power than I'm using. And I actually, every kilowatt I put in, I get out. I got a really cool billing system going on. I think I was grandfathered in. So do I need more extra solar? Of course, because when my AC runs, I'm actually using a little bit more power than my solar creates. And also at night, obviously I don't get solar. So a cool thing about these panels that came with it, they snap up into this little carrying case and you just unfold them. So putting them away is easy, and it definitely doesn't take up a lot of space when I'm not using them. But you can see it folds out of 4 full panels. It's not a bad deal. So I'd like to present the jankiest electrical connection I could come up with for this video. That is the solar panel power line coming in from under the door into the DC input to the power station. Then I've got the power strip plug going up to the farmer. That's coming out of the AC plug in the front. And then I have my favorite of all, the ground wire going from the ground connection to the ground prong of my AC. So that's extremely safe, kids. It's okay in ground, but obviously you don't want to do anything like this because it's not smart. But what I found out that is disappointing is whenever I plug this in into the wall and I plug it into the solar panel, I get nothing from the solar panels because the way this is designed is it does not accept any DC solar power if the battery is fully charged. So I decided to let the battery charge off a little bit, and then I figured out that if there is any room in the battery to put DC, it will put it in there. So you can see I'm getting 146 watts out of the solar panels, which is impressive given it's rated for 200. This is prime South Carolina noon sun, so it's about the most I'll probably get. Maybe if you're at the equator, you'll get the full 200 watts, but definitely not in the northern hemisphere. Right now I'm going to plug in the power unit. You can see it immediately starts charging up the battery. So at night, this is what I'm going to have to do to get back any power that I lost between what I get from solar versus what I get from AC. So not ideal, but 145 watts, 145 watts, it's free, so might as well use it if I got it. So if I unplug this thing again, you can see I'll go right back to sucking up just solar power and feeding off the battery as well. So not the most ideal solution, but for 500 bucks, you get free solar and you're mostly off the grid, and you also get UPS backup, which was the entire purpose of this thing to begin with. So to bring this back to Chia, your farmer should have a UPS on it, and if you see these power stations on Amazon going for super cheap like I did, I can verify they work well as a UPS. Whether or not they last as long as a traditional UPS, I can't tell you, but given that they're lithium-ion batteries, same chemistry as the other ones, they should, and the solar is an extra bonus. I did want to get back to the solar panels on my roof. In the morning here at 8:30, I get about 183 watts out of them. That's without any direct sun whatsoever. And the panel in the kit actually did put out about 10 to 15 watts. So even without direct sun, you do get a little bit of power. Definitely not enough to do anything useful, but You can see later on during the day I get up to 3.14 is the most I get out of my house panels. So it's not going to be anywhere near what you get with residential solar, but 180 or 150 watts is still 150 watts. So if you're spending $500 on a UPS, you might as well get this power station with the solar panels just for some extra fun during the day.